Hey, what's poppin', fellas? It's your boy here, and we are back for another episode of the Tacho Show. So, anniversary still going strong here in Faye, and we got a new banner today, the 12 Luminaries Part 2. This is part of a 3-part series of banners featuring a bunch of really good seasonal units on it, so definitely a big plus for all of us players out there. And then we also got 5 summoning tickets for this for free, which we're going to get for all of the Luminary banners. And we're going to go ahead and blow those at the end and also do all of these wonderful anniversary free summons that we've got, which is a lot of them. So yeah, I mean, just good times to be had all around, especially anniversary time. You look at some of the crazier units on this banner, and just imagining that you might be able to pull one of them for free is pretty enticing, right? So Insys definitely did a good job with this one. And also, we have the calendar, which we can go ahead and take a look at. So let's go ahead and bring that up. Okay, so the next New Heroes banner is going to be on the 15th, and I'm pretty sure that means the trailer will be on the 13th. We'll probably get it at usual trailer time, which for me, that would be 10 p.m. EST. And if you live in the West Coast, then 7 p.m. PST. All the other time zones, I'm not really too sure on. I don't have them memorized. But as a U.S. resident, the West Coast and East Coast, those I know. And then at the end of the month, we got the Legendary, Mythic, and Emblem banner on the 26th. So trailer for that one should be on the 24th at the exact same times, 10 p.m. EST or 7 p.m. PST. So yeah, that's pretty much the most notable things in the calendar. Also, Aura mentioned to me that there's no GHB upcoming for the New Heroes banner, which is kind of interesting. I mean, does that mean they've done away with GHBs alongside Tempest Trials? I would highly doubt that. Considering the backlash that they must have gotten from getting rid of Tempest Trials, there's no way they're about to get rid of GHBs as well. So it's probably more coincidental that we don't have a GHB this time for this New Heroes banner. But I don't know. Maybe they did get rid of GHBs, but I would highly doubt it. So if you're worried about that, I would say just don't even worry about it. That's most likely not going to be the case. Okay, so that was that, and then also later tonight, too, we're getting the Hero Rises results for 2026. So we're going to find out the winner, and then we're going to get the top 20 results. We're going to find out who made top 8 and who made it to the banner. So yeah, there's a lot of content going around here for us to take a look at. Just anniversary content going strong. Okay, so is this banner actually worth summoning on beyond using your tickets? Well, you may notice, like I mentioned earlier, there are some pretty key units on here. This guy, too, he's actually really good. Despite being a demote, a 4-star hero, he's still, like, a legitimate competitive gameplay contender, which you may not be ready to believe. But yeah, it is true. The way that he sets up his ice tiles is very, very good. And up until we get the new unit, what's her name again? Fimbulvator, who also sets up ice in this same manner. Up until then, Harid is the only one who does it. So for now, it's his time to shine here. So, okay, we have 4 units on green, 4 on colorless, 2 on red, 2 on blue. I find it very peculiar that colorless and green are oversaturated. Like, they couldn't do an even 3x3 split for all 4 colors. They had to make it 4 on 2 colors and then 2 on 2. A really weird color selection here as far as like what they're doing with the color shares and all that, but I guess it does make sense. We'll start with green, awkwardly enough, because we have 4 units on green and all 4 of them are demoted heroes. So of course we have Skramir from Halloween. Pretty awesome unit choice. Finally got him in the game, which is awesome. And he is a pretty good arena merge project if you were to get him at plus 10. He scores pretty good, and then given the amount of skills you can give to him being a beast armor type, he actually works out pretty favorably. There is one downside, though, and it's, of course, that he had to be freaking green of all colors. So he color shares with Marnie, which I'm sure everyone has at plus 10 for arena anyway. So it would have been nice if they made him red or blue or even colorless, I guess. But Nah, every unit that we get that has to be arena ready has to be green, right? Like, come on, man. It's getting old real fast. But yeah, nothing really bad to say about Skrymir if you were to get him a plus 10. Okay, then we have Chulane, who actually has a really good inheritable weapon, the Arena Axe, which I want to say it's the best inheritable axe at the moment. We may have gotten one that was a little more recent that's either just as good or a little better, but I don't recall, though. I'm still pretty sure the Arena Axe and the Arena Sword are two of the more badass inheritable weapons that we've got. So Chulane as a fodder pull would be great just for the weapon. As far as being a merge project, him being Infantry Axe, not really doing him much favors. His stat line is not too shabby, though. He's got a lot of speed, a lot of attack, and then solid enough defense, I would say. Spiked Wall is his 4-star fodder skill, or his gold border fodder skill, which is whatever. Times Pulse 3 as a pickup is actually a little better, because you can use that to pick up all the other versions of Time Pulse that we've got. So he's an okay pull as well. Then we have the Summer Pala, who's definitely not in the same boat as the others. She's the worst demote out of this batch and would be the worst one to pull. Unless you're a Pala fan and you love Pala and you want to get her to plus 10, then by all means, right? Certainly don't let me be the one to talk you out of it. And then, of course, as we mentioned, we have Harid here, the Ninja Harid, who's just an awesome unit. I actually don't have a copy of him, and I would love to get him. But at the same time, I don't think I want to test my luck. I've only got 6 pulls here, the freebie and the tickets. And I feel like my luck would be better off going on a different color as opposed to green here. So, yeah, I'm going to avoid green. Then on Colorless, we've got another 4 units. So we have the Gladiator Crom, who's arguably the best unit on the entire banner. I mean, is that even arguable? Is there anyone that's even close to him? Not really. Yeah, no, he is straight up the best unit on this banner. So it would have been nice if he was on a double color share as opposed to quad. So you'd have a better chance to get him, but it is what it is. So yeah, what is there to really say about this guy? If you've used him or if you've seen him in action, you already know he's bananas. Okay, we also have the T Veronica, who's another pretty good unit. She kind of is in a similar boat to units like the Winter Satyr and the Tea-Time, Tea-Time Ingrid, where they can go ahead and use their assist, and then they get another action, and they're doing a lot of debuffs, they're doing a lot of support, they're just pretty good player phasers on top of that. So I would group those 3 characters in the same bin. And this Veronica, her standout trait is that she inflicts Feud, which is a pretty good mid-turn debuff to inflict, by the way. We have it start of turn on both of the Emblem units, but there are ways to penalty cleanse at the start of turn, not so much mid-turn. So Feud is one of the better mid-turn debuffs you can get, and this Veronica is... I want to say she's the only one that does it. At least off top. I'm sure there's another one, and I'm sure people are going to comment and let me know. But off top, at the moment, I can't recall any mid-turn feuders. So, yeah, pretty good. And, of course, the action economy, very good. Okay, then we've got Gatekeeper over here, the winter one. Pretty soon for this guy to be rerunning, right? Him and Ivy are not that old of releases. They only came out 2 months ago. So... yeah, for them to be rerunning this quickly is pretty good, especially if you missed them and you want to get another chance at getting them, then maybe this isn't a bad chance to go for them, but I don't think either of these units are necessarily units you must have for competitive gameplay or anything like that. This Gatekeeper does have one issue that I would say is similar to the Valentine Hortensia that we got, where both of them are save armors, but a lot of their effects are just support effects, more so than effects that are going to help keep them alive. So, of course, Hortensia is able to turn someone else into a save unit, a physical save with her assist. Although you don't even need to run her to do that. You could just give her assist to someone else and then just bypass the need to run Hortensia. And then this Gatekeeper over here, he's doing a lot of other support. He's doing pretty much the same support as the original Gatekeeper. He's got Bulwark, he's got Warp Bubble. Now he's inflicting Share Spoils, which is actually really clutch. It's an interesting support for a save unit to have, where Mainly, you would be using Share Spoils on a Gale Force setup or a Hit and Run setup, but this guy is a tank. So, an interesting combination of support on him there. He also has some pretty nice drive buffs to 3-row and 3-column allies, which is similar to the original Gatekeeper as well. But they went a little too heavy with his support effects and not enough on his defensive effects, I would say, just to help keep him alive if he's up against some crazy nuking offensive units. So that would be my downside to this guy, but otherwise he's okay. Like, there's nothing really wrong with him, and his support is pretty good. And then we have, finally, the duo Julia and Ishtar over here. They had a moment where they were pretty solid, when you could turn them into magic saves with Brave Ector Deer, but nowadays the magic nukes are just out of control. We've got units like the Loot who came out that was pretty good. We have also Arcane Lysithea. We have Duo Freya, who's a crazy nuke. I don't think Julia's able to tank them, but prior to nukes just getting out of control, I feel like she was pretty solid in most tome versus tome matchups, which is why she was a solid magic saver. And then, of course, Full Light and Dark turns off adaptive damage, I believe. Yep. Actually, does it? Hold on. Yeah, it does. Okay. Because I remember the original, like, Legendary Julia, when she had Light and Dark, she also turned off adaptive damage. And it makes sense you want to be able to do that so you're good against dragon matchups. And, yeah, that's mainly why she was a solid... Well, that on top of all the other stuff she was doing was why she was pretty solid as a magic save. But maybe not so much anymore. Okay, and then finally on red and blue. So red over here, we have the Winter Ivy and Camilla. Color sharing with this unit over here, Gladiator Fur. A unit who I like using for PvE content, particularly like the Abyssal maps and such, where I feel like this unit is great at being a player phase option. And of course, she's got Gale Force. She can pop it twice with her Harmonic button. You can give her Edelgard Ring so she can have 3 actions in a turn, all of which very good things. I feel like she's a little pressed on which ring you're going to give her, though, because the Erica Ring really helps her out a lot in combat and lets her win a lot of matchups that she normally wouldn't. But it's hard to justify giving it to her over something like Edelgard Ring or Micaiah Ring or even Sigurd Ring to give her more mobility and more actions and stuff like that. So you kind of have to choose which direction you want to go with when you're giving her the ring. But outside of that, she's a very fun and very solid unit. She has unmitigated true damage just like the baby Camilla. So, yeah, very hard-hitting unit that can certainly dominate. And the Camilla and Ivy unit, I feel like they're a little bit of a missed opportunity. They do have a lot of stuff taken from baby Camilla where they've got Pass, they've got Crazy Warping, they've got... I wish they had better damage, though. That's the one thing. Their true damage effect is not quite as strong as baby Camilla. It's not even that crazy, actually. The true damage that they have is kind of mid. Like, that's the one downside to them. I wish they just were able to hit harder. But they do also nullify adaptive damage, and they do have Miracle, so they could be a menace to certain save units if they're not particularly built to deal with this unit. And yeah, I mean, there's not really much else to say. They're pretty good. They have good fodder, but maybe not a must pull or anything like that. And then finally, over on blue, we've got the Ninja Shez, who... I remember being a little underwhelmed by this Ninja Shez when I saw her on the Ninja banner. I felt the Yunaka was a lot better than this one. She does have effective against everything, but you got to have a little bit more than just effective damage nowadays to be an effective nuke, honestly. She does have Brave Attacking. She's got start of turn debuffs, but at this point, who doesn't? And her true damage is pretty solid, but it's not insane. So, yeah, I wish she was a little bit better. She's also Infantry Dagger, which, I mean, probably could have been a better movement type like Flyer, or even Cavalry would have been better for her. But it is what it is. And then finally, we've got Gladiator Marth, a.k.a. Lucina, who... Another unit I actually like using, mainly for Arena Assault, where you can go ahead and have her use Future Gaze, and then she's getting off Favor to debuff the enemies and buff your allies. And then she's pretty solid in combat herself. She can take care of some pesky saves like Burger King, for example. So not a crazy unit, but a okay side option for Arena Assault and stuff like that. So yeah, overall this banner, I would say, man, the two most wanted units are definitely Harid and Crom, and they're the two units on the quadruple color shares. Your best bet would probably be go for red. If you don't have either of these two, that would be your best way to go, because both of them I think are solid. Unless you want to gamble and then go colorless, which I think I'm going to go ahead and do right now. So let's go ahead and knock out these freebies and these tickets and pray that we get Crom, I guess. If we don't get Crom, I actually could use all the other units too. I don't have any of the colorless units. I don't have Julia. I don't have Gatekeeper. I don't have T. Veronica. So literally any 5-star pull would be fire here. Okay, but not that one though. That's not the one we wanted. So we get a fake out Fallen Dum Dum. Yeah, as if I'm ever going to do anything with that. All right, let's keep going here. Let me know what you guys are able to do on your tickets, by the way, for this banner. Okay, we get a Reese there. I'm still surprised that they did that survey and they showed off Reese as a possible option for an upcoming banner, and they never gave it to us. Oh, God, what do we do here? That's pain. Okay, we're going to go for green, I guess. Try to get Harid. But we're probably not going to get him. Yeah, we didn't get him. We got Scarlet, though. I guess she's okay. She's one of the more recent demotes. All right, then we got 2 more to go. Okay, we'll go for red. I don't have Ivy, so that would be nice. Okay, that's not Ivy. But it's okay. And then our final ticket pull. Let's see here. I'm really going to need some luck on this one. Yeah, but I'm not seeing a 5-star in our future today. Yeah, like I thought. So hopefully you guys were able to get a 5-star, or not just a 5-star, but the one you were looking for, or at least one of the good ones. Unlike your boy over here with the poor luck. All right, let's also go ahead and do these freebies here on these other banners, and if we see blue, I'm going to go for blue, try to get my last copy of Medius or Grima, and then I'll be able to run them in arena mode, finally be able to give them some actual skills and like really build them for real. All right, what do we got on this one? Okay, Cordelia. All right, we'll take the Gale Force, I guess. Man, they gave out so many free pulls for Anniversary. It's always great when they do this, right? Just let us summon a bunch every day. Oh, check that out. We got a Bunny Marissa. Man, Marissa was so badass in FE8, and then Faye just turned her into a cute waifu. Like, they did not respect Marissa enough, I don't think. And then she finally got her chance to shine. She finally got the Desert Marissa alt, and she was really good for a little bit. And then they gave us the Erica ring, and it's like, well, so much for that, right? Okay, we still got some more summons to go. Wow, just summons on summons on summons. Okay, Toilet Head. That is not Grima or Medius. And is that all? Wow. Oh my god, dude. The summons just never end over here. Okay, we really don't need anything. I guess I'll go for green. Maybe we get Tiki. And then maybe I can give Axe Valor to somebody. Okay, but that is not Tiki. I think that's the last one. My god. How many summons do we have? Just all the summons. Insys was like, how many summons you guys want? Yes. That is the answer. I want yes amount of summons. All right, still going? Goodness gracious, man. What do we do? Like 6 freebies already? 6 or 7? God damn. And it's been like this every single day of the anniversary too, man. Oh my god. This is how you know you got a fire anniversary. I'm just summoning away, and we're just still going. Oh man. Okay, we got Homer Simpson over there. Okay, finally we ended the summons. Okay, man. Yeah, I find it funny that on my iPad we can actually see how many available banners we've got right now. But if I were to put on my phone, there's actually so many banners up that it goes past the screen. It can't even show how many we've got. So, yeah, I mean, a very nice gesture with all these freebies for the anniversary. Let me know, once again, what you guys were able to pull on your free summons today. And this is your boy Tacho signing out. Check back with me later, and we will also go ahead and take a look at the Hero Rises results. So, that's all for now, and I'll catch y'all again on the flip side.